morning, everybody. In case I don't see you later on afternoon or later on today or anything, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome back to Mac on the Move. Working on sets of videos and stuff. This series that I'm trying to work on and everything is about immigration and the DSA. And these are just, I'll be doing other videos and stuff. So stay tuned, keep on it and everything. And as we're going through, I'm gonna show you different clips and everything, and try and put some commentary to it as well. But let's see if any of y'all remember any of these.
That the challenges at the border are very complex and dynamic.
All right. Well, I'm going to take from that if you can't answer yes, then the answer is no.
That is not true.
All right. So then you're saying all 9 are secure.
It is my testimony that the border is secure, and we are working every day, day and night, to increase its security.
All right, so in the clips where Mayorkas is saying, hey, border secure, as y'all can see, that's really wasn't the case. Matter of fact, I believe Vice President Harris said the same thing. I'll probably add that clip in here as well, because she was famous for saying that the border was secure and that our lion eyes couldn't deceive us, or actually could deceive us. So I mean, it was famous for all of them to always tell us what we were seeing, what was true and what was not true. Again, it's our government at work trying to feed us full of bullshit. So there's a couple more clips coming up here and everything. This clip is, you'll see if you remember the players in there and everything. But just like Mayorkas, we have other people who would actually show us the proof and stuff. So let's see if y'all, see if you guys can, remember any of this, or see if it jars any memories. So
we are live on the Rio Grande right now on a boat. We want to show you what we're looking at. Take a look at this. This is Ceuta de Cunha. This is Mexico right here, where we have been watching a steady stream of hundreds of migrants crossing the Rio Grande illegally. Brian will pan left here. They're crossing the Rio Grande illegally over a dam, and they are slowly walking over to the United States, where there is a massive crowd of these migrants who have gathered. They go over there, they bathe in the river, they change their clothes, and then they walk down a dirt path towards where that international bridge is. Some Border Patrol agents and Texas State Troopers just pulled up on the other side over there. You might not be able to see them, but they've got their lights and sirens on over there. There's a Texas State Trooper vehicle pulling up. Earlier there was nothing, but this is a remarkable scene here, showing just how much this situation down here is deteriorating. Let's take a live look at our Fox drone right now, which is over the international bridge, which is where this crisis first started. Sources are telling me the number of migrants under that bridge has now swelled to more than 14,000. Consider that on Wednesday morning, it was just over 4,000. So these numbers are absolutely exploding. And the reason why that's happening is what you just saw in the river right here. These migrants continue to show up by the hundreds pretty much every single hour. These Border Patrol agents are completely overwhelmed. It doesn't matter how many of them are bussed out. Fox's Griff Jenkins reporting that about 1,900 migrants were processed here just in the last 24 hours. That's not going to cut it when you got 14,000 under the bridge, with more coming. How are they supposed to keep up with that? This is not only a humanitarian crisis, it's a crisis in every way, shape, and form, a public health crisis. Again, most of these migrants coming through are from Haiti. That's a country with a vaccination rate of less than 1%. And again, what we're seeing on the other side of the river in Mexico right now, again, that's Ciudad de Cunha. You see all the people gathered up there. What's going on is people are being taxied up there and dropped off into that residential neighborhood by the hundreds, and they're actually being bussed up to northern Mexico in massive buses. We have a contact on the Mexican side of the border who's been sending video to us showing massive busloads of these migrants moving north.
You can tell with the first video and everything, this is what happened between 2021 and 2020, the end of 2024. When the Biden administration and our so-called border czar had the border wide open and people were just flooding in. But there's a going theme going on here right now because this next clip, I want you to see what's actually happening this year. Matter of fact, probably about a month ago. So stay tuned. Let me see what you think.
Wild video here, chaos at the border of Spain's North African enclave in Morocco. This is a city called Ceuta. You're watching as thousands of migrants break through the fence and completely overwhelm the border police. Their video showing huge groups of people, mostly young military-age guys, cramming into inflatable tubes or arriving on shore in other ways, some of them wading in the water as they break through the gates to get to the other side. Sandra, this is reminiscent of kind of what we saw during the open border during the Biden administration through 2021, 2024, kind of similar to what we saw in Del Rio back in 2021. The socialist agenda, their platform literally says they want to abolish borders, abolish immigration enforcement, have complete freedom of movement. This is what it looks like in another country if they get what they want. Notice there is no resistance from the government whatsoever. These people are coming in without any obstruction. And if people don't know, Spain has a very left-wing government. Earlier this year, they did a big amnesty program for over 1 million illegal immigrants living in the country. They had 1.3 million illegal immigrants apply for that amnesty program between April and June. So that's what we call a pull factor, Sandra. They're looking for something like that. They know if they can just get their foot in the country, maybe someday that left-wing government will do another amnesty program. And you were just reading some of the wires. The locals want an emergency declaration. It sounds like
the ministry's saying no, and they will not deploy military to the border.
Apparently they don't think this is an I mean, look at this. This is a total free-for-all.
It does feel like we are looking at a few years ago when you were reporting at the border here in the United States. This is happening right now. This story is breaking right now, and you're not just talking about hundreds, thousands of migrants are pouring over the borders as we speak.
Yeah, and again, I mean, just look here. Do you see any women or children? I mean, most people would call these folks so-called asylum seekers. These are all young guys just flooding into the country and overwhelming what, if any, border there is. It looks like there's